You guys are worried about buying a Kia? Listen, how about a Subaru? Why are all Subaru drivers like that? They're always about blasting stickers on the back of their Subaru. So, Subaru or Kia? Let us know. What is up, internet world, and welcome to our new channel, Accelerate Plus. Now, why should you watch this channel? Well, let's go back to our main channel. Our main channel is dedicated to brand new cars that are popular, that are new to the market, and we want to bring to your faces. But Accelerate Plus is for cars that are like 2, 3, 4 months old. Because this is what happens. Sometimes we don't get cars right away. Sometimes we get cars 3, 4 months down the line. And when that happens, we put it on our main channel and it poops. And that is a problem for us because we spend 8 to 10 hours editing each video. We spend about 15 hours to get the car, to film it, and to bring it back, and spend all the time to get all the information out of that car. We extract all that data, put it in our minds, and present it to you. But the problem is when nobody watches it, it sucks. It kills our drive, our motivation, especially for the main channel. So what we're doing now is we're bringing cars like this. This car has been reviewed twice on our main channel. So we're not going to review it a third time. So we thought, hey, we'll start a new channel called Accelerate Plus. So what is this car? But before I show you what this car is, come take a look at this. You see, this is behind the scenes. I have papers here of information because I cannot remember all of it. So then I'm talking and then I revert back here. We put some B-roll, distract you guys, and then I read and I'm like, okay, so there's 1,000 units of this Tribute Edition Kia Stinger produced worldwide. 440 of them will come to the US. 178 of them will be rear-wheel drive, and another 268 will be all-wheel drive. A little history about Kia. This was launched in 2018, but when it hit showroom floors, people didn't exactly run to flock to it because Kia, the brand, wasn't exactly thriving, wasn't popular, people didn't want it. But they launched this sporty, luxury, big saloon sedan, whatever you'd like to call it, and then of course people were like, hey, let's take a look at it. The people that cared about budget did, the people that cared about class, luxury, and of course, image persona didn't even bother. They walked right past it and went to BMW, Mercedes, and of course, Audi. But since then, they've dropped a few editions. Arco edition, Alcantara edition, just different editions sort of spice up the Kia Stinger itself. But still, that didn't really plummet it into like the future. You know what did? The Telluride. So this Stinger in matte Moonscape gray as well as brown interior is called the Tribute Edition. It is the last Stinger you can buy. In the US, this will be a 2024 model, and that is cool because if you want a Stinger and this is the last Stinger ever, well, maybe you should go ahead and buy it. First things first about what comes with the GT2 Stinger Tribute Edition. Wheels, 19-inch wheels with black Brembo brakes. Moving down, you have black mirror caps. From there, I open the door and there's a lot of pieces. First things first, suede headliner, nice to touch. Then on the seat, you have that. You have a Stinger Tribute logo right there. Next up, you have on the door, you have this carbon fiber trim all over the door and the center console. Last but not least, on the bottom, you have a sill, and the sill is numbered. This one's 516 out of 1,000. From there, let's move to one final piece, and that is the exhaust tips. They are black. Those aren't black. So as we head into 2024, one of the things that's really important to me is value. And I like the Kia Stinger because it's priced very well, especially when you know you're going to buy something that's going to depreciate. Because we're in the world right now where people buy cars as an investment. I know it's crazy, but everything that's over like 150 grand as far as two-doors goes, so supercars, performance cars, all that stuff, actually is hard to get and values have shot up. But when you buy a car to use every day, you're expecting it for it to drop value. So when that happens, you pretty much just want all the toys. Who cares about the name brand? Because you're going to drive it every day. It's a daily driver. So when you think about that, the Kia Stinger is actually a really good buy, along with the BMW M340i in my opinion. But this has a lot more luxury. It's just easier to drive. It's better for the highway, not as raspy and crazy. And some people will say if you put iBox springs, drop it an inch, spend the $2 grand or so, you still also get Kia's warranty because the dealerships do it. That's a cool feature. Thank you, Kia. So let's take a look under the hood of this Stinger where you have a 3.3 liter turbocharged V6 that makes 368 horsepower and 376 pound-feet of torque. Now you have an 8-speed automatic transmission that runs this bad boy, and it's fairly peppy. Let's see what it does 0 to 60. So let's launch this thing and see what we can get to 60. Foot to the ground, sport, stability program off, and off we go. Wake up Kia Stinger. And we've got 5.23. That's pretty quick, but I feel like we lose some of that just off the line there. It's like goes, and then it wakes up. I feel like we need like a raspier rasp. I feel like we gotta figure out launch control. So anyways, let's try that again. I am in sport. There's no better mode than sport. Stability program is off. Foot to the ground. Create some boost. It's just not instant. It's better. 1.85 to 4.85. Ooh, that's quick. It doesn't feel quick, eh?
It does feel kind of quick.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I feel like it's quicker. The number is a really fast number, but it doesn't feel that way. It's smooth. Yeah. All right, so the deal is you got to hit it once and then hold it down for 5 seconds so you can completely disable it. Foot to the ground. I've got launch control ready. Let's try to get better than 4.85 and better. Yep, this is happening. It's happening. 4.92. Okay, all right. Well, let's try that one more time. That is not possible, launch control. Why do some cars give us slower times with launch control than without launch control? It's just like a marketing trick. They're like, just throw a little extra words there. Beep, beep, launch control ready, and go. Yeah. Okay, come on. 4.96. So 4.85 is our best number without launch control. It is what it is. You know what's happening here? I've always believed that Kia, especially the Stinger, is really the new Infiniti. This should be the new G37 in my opinion. It looks like it from here, from this angle, but it steals some pieces from other brands as well, but it merges it all together in a decent sort of package. Take a look at this piece right here. You guys have to guess what brand this is from or what car this design is from. I really, really like it. This is one of the staple pieces for me when it comes to a Stinger. And as far as utility goes, I just hit this button and stuff goes inside. So it's sort of beautiful on the outside and it's versatile on the inside. Now you do have these really big bump outs that kind of hinder or taper this trunk room, but it's still decent enough, and of course the seats go down 60-40. Anyways, that wraps that part up. I really do like the Kia Stinger on the outside. Again, this is the last one, so if you guys are thinking about it, there's not much out there in terms of putting your money, bang for buck, style, matte finish. I mean, you know how long it used to take your car to the body shop for them to get a matte finish? So on the inside of the Kia Stinger, I took two buddies out for a drive yesterday and they're like, this car is really premium. Guys that are not car guys. Now, I'm so jaded. When I get into all these cars, I'm like, oh, it doesn't have this, doesn't have that. But this car overall gives you everything you need. Really premium interior, really big, easy buttons to read. A cool sort of sporty vibe when you're in here, but also luxurious when you look at these seats. You've got aluminum pedals, you've got flat bottom steering wheel, you have carbon trim on the inside. You've got a pretty wide center armrest, which is important. It creates that width. Obviously you have heated and cooled seats, you have Apple CarPlay, not wireless though. Of course, if you haven't checked out the main channel, one of the biggest things about Kia that I love is keeping your lane, stop and go. All that stuff is really, really good. Premium stuff that works perfectly, way better than most German cars, believe it or not. And of course, this Kia Stinger has it. It keeps your lane very, very well, stops and goes, brakes for you, has, of course, blind spot indicator, really good cameras all the way around, just really good quality stuff. In something like this, people are not expecting it. And that's why the Kia Stinger, in my opinion, is a really good value brand. And again, we're not getting sponsored by this. This is my own opinion. This is me versus you. Something we don't talk about in the main channel is audio. People want to know audio. I love audio. I love music. This is what I do all the time when I'm in my car and I'm blasting tunes. I just can't talk about it on Accelerate because of copyright issues. We play any song, the stuff gets cut off, and that's important to us, obviously. But I will tell you that the Stinger is actually good for audio quality. I try to just jump into the dealership, I close the doors, I turn the volume up, and then all the salespeople look around like I'm some sort of moron. But I do like to know how the sound system is, and the Kia Stinger is really, really, really good for that. Now, of course, if you're buying a four-door sedan, you obviously have kids and you need space. So voila, I will show you how much space you have in the back seat. Pretty good amount. I've always said that the Kia Stinger is good for that, but look at my back. Look how it's angled back. It's not like this. It's not like a BMW M340i, which is more upright. This is more of a lounging, relaxing, sort of a premium economy style vibe, not basic economy like you're on Spirit. So let's start this drive portion with an on-ramp. So let's throw this puppy into sport, move the button over. Oh, my seat bolsters up, tightens up, take this thing around corners, foot to the ground. Come on, come on, come on. There we go, tires hold pretty well. Back end comes out a little bit, foot to the ground. So another on-ramp, and I will say that these tires are good. They're not the best. They screech a little bit, but on the ground, foot to the ground. Now that I'm on the highway, let's set the cruise control. So I will press the cruise control button, the heads-up display says it's on, and then next to it I put the keep you in your lane, and voila, everything's on. It says HDA, everything's green. Let's see how it does. I have a little swerving left here, and I'm doing absolutely nothing. So it's been on for like 15 seconds now. Let's see how long it is before it forces me to put my hands on the wheel. It says keep hands on steering wheel, but I'm not doing it. Let's see how long it can go without me touching the steering wheel. So, okay, spin. All right, there's the first beep. That's about 20 seconds in. All right, still not doing anything. This is pretty cool. I like that you don't have to do this. Just give me a lot of warnings, but it's not forcing me. Nope, still good. And I'm perfectly centered in this lane. This is what it's about. Okay, so let's just touch the steering wheel for half a second here and reset. It's that easy. Like, look at this. It's so easy. This is why I love Kia products, for this reason. But besides that, the other thing this doesn't do though, the newer Kias do, is that you indicate and it'll shift lanes. This one does not. It does give you the camera so you can see in your blind spot. All right, it's just not giving me love anymore, but that's the deal. It doesn't shift for you automatically or change lanes for you automatically. It just keeps you in your lane and keeps you centered. So in my opinion, this car has all the right mixes. It's got the right amount of basic, the right amount of luxury, a decent price. They're not totally sold out where you can't get one. You have to pay crazy amounts over MSRP. You can actually find one at dealers. The only problem is that the dealers aren't very good. There's a lot of complaints online about dealer networks and all the shady stuff they do in terms of like credit hits and forcing or bullying people into different rates. That's just not a good thing. And sometimes their service isn't the greatest. But if you have the right service center, you can find one for a decent deal. I really think the Kia Stinger is a good buy, as long as you're not too image-based. But that's fading, and fading pretty hard with all the new Kia stuff they've launched over the last 5 years. My opinion. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. This is our first Accelerate Plus video, and if you guys like what you see, please give us a subscribe, smash the like button, and of course, tell Ian we don't need his cinematography anymore. I don't know. I choked a little bit last one.